Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Real Nappy Podcast. I'm Daryl.
And I'm Shauna.
And as you guys see, I'm obviously getting my hair retwisted. We're going to start doing these every now and then where I just sit and get my hair retwisted, and Shauna obviously is doing it. But we'll just have conversations like this and, talk with you guys.
And so, actually, first I want to talk about this is first time we did his dreads, we realized we did them all the way wrong. My research was very bad, so we're kind of having to start over. Well, kind of, not really, but we have to part it differently and twist it differently. What I learned, so yeah, it's a process.
Are you able to pull it apart, or is it?
I am. Some of them, it's not really locked, so.
Okay, cool. But
anyways,
I know that we've been on a break hiatus for about 2 weeks.
Yeah, because we went to Austin.
1 week we did go to Austin, just to get out the house. We just needed a break.
Going crazy, just seeing the same thing every day.
It pretty much it was just work, home, relationship, work, home, relationship, and it was just Trent going all over the place inside our. It was just the family needed a break. We need to go see something different.
Yeah.
Was it risky during the coronavirus? Absolutely. However, we stayed at the Omni Hotel, and it was pretty much just us. What it seemed like.
Yep.
There was other people there, but it was pretty much just us. They had a rooftop pool. Trent was able to swim. Shauna was able to swim. I was able to do my own thing. We still had a good time. And it was just a quick break, 2 days. But another thing is that we're pretty much just trying to find a way to balance real nappy with our real life.
Right. We didn't really realize. I guess you really don't realize what something is until you start doing it. So we didn't really realize how much, how time consuming YouTubing is and constantly posting. Because neither one of us is a crazy. Well, I post more than him, of course. But neither one of us post crazy and keep up with Instagram like that. So that kind of was a surprise for us.
Right. I'm terrible with social media.
Yeah.
I don't really post, and I'm just I know what social media does, but I also know what it can do for you as well. It's just that I'm so much on the. I could consume so much social media, and sometimes I feel like I just need a break from it. So yeah, that's just why I'm just terrible with social media. Now, away from just why we've been gone and everything, you guys know that now. I do wanna get into what's going on in the world and how we are as a black couple are dealing with it, and what we have done already. Just to get right into it, unfortunately, the death of George Floyd, it took a toll on us. I think all of us as the black community, and surprisingly, for just other races, other people, because I guess this was just the last straw, where a lot of people was just yo, we've had enough. And now everyone's protesting, which is crazy because it started out as one city where it happened, Minneapolis, and then it branched out from there. Now we've had a protest in Dallas that me and Shauna both went to on a Friday. It was in the daytime. It was a peaceful protest. Reason why I say this is because by the end of the night, things got a little wild, a little different.
Right. The protest was peaceful, but then the march got a little bit wild. Yeah.
Which is crazy because after all that positivity and love and everything at the beginning, by the time we started marching, you could see that the crowd started to get bigger.
Right.
More people started to fill in from apartments or people who was just walking out on the street. A lot of people just started to gather in and walk with us. And what happened to all that peace and love is that you get a lot of angry people who've already have been upset about what's been going on. And just to give you an example, our march went by a cop car, and the police were just monitoring it. And what I mean by that is that the people who organized the protest was already working with the police to just basically say we're going to do a march. You can tell that because everywhere we marched, the police was just like blocking off the side roads already. It's like they were already ahead of us. Like if we were going down the street, they were already there. They knew exactly where we were going. That being said, you still can't control the people that's in your protest. So we walk by a cop, guys want to get in their face, yap, talk all crazy. It's not really what we're here for. We got a message. But I get it. People deal with...
You got to understand that people are angry. Like, people are angry. Some people... Just because the way you deal with anger and the way you deal with fear is this way does not mean that you can tell somebody else how to deal with it.
Right. I'm not saying how to deal with it. I'm just saying what happened, why things got heated, and everything I'm saying was just dealing off emotion. Cop is feeling some type of way because guy is in face, like people are, cursing them out, and we're angry because what cops have done to us over the years. So it's all just like pure emotion.
Yeah.
And I had already told Shauna before we even protest that, like, we get out here, if things get bad, we're out. Like, I don't care. I'm not sticking around. Because, obviously, I'm with her. So, I just don't want to risk, like, I got to worry about someone else's life. If it'd been different if I was, like, by myself or with my boys or anything. But it's just, like, I don't... my boy. But I just don't want to push Shauna through that. So, yeah. As we marched, something popped off. Not too sure, but we are assuming that the police just threw tear gas in the middle of a crowd, and it burst, and like everyone just started running. The reason why I say that is because as I look forward, the crowd just burst and all scatter and run. So Shauna's on like my left, so I just turn and look or whatever. And there's distance between us, so I just pretty much like had to grab her by the arm and just like, yo, we're out. We gotta get out of here. So her and my friends, we all just pretty much just had to get out of there. Over the night, as we're like trying to get back to the car, it's just like a ton of police just like catching up to the riots and catching up to everything that's going on downtown. And from my understanding, people started to bust out the windows of the DART buses. DART is basically our transportation in Dallas, for a city bus. And so they bust out all the windows in there. They started looting downtown, and the police opened fire with rubber bullets on them and shooting tear gas.
First of all, I didn't realize rubber bullets were that huge. And what we're seeing now is seeing how much damage it does to somebody's skin. Like, Jesus, shoot me. Well, maybe not. But seriously, that is just crazy. It's crazy.
It is very crazy. And the thing is also, it's like, people who are in relationships or people who have, kids. And let's say you have older kids, 16-year-olds, teenagers, basically. What do you do when your kid is like basically lying to you because he's going to go really protest, but he told you he's at Marcus's house? Never went to Marcus's house. They went to go protest. And now your kid, whole life is in danger, and you don't even know if your kid's coming home. As a parent, you, Shauna, what would you do if Trent was older and you saw Trent on the news at home on your TV?
If I saw him, well, knowing the person that I am, Trent probably will be at protest. It's not because I'll be taking him.
But he lied to you.
But okay, so he lied to me. If I saw him, I'd hope that what I've been teaching him throughout his life has caught up to this moment and he makes the right decision. That's all I can hope for and pray for. Because as a parent, when you decide to have a child, you lose all control of that child. Like, you can only, even right now, there's certain times that I can't even control Trent. Like, he's 2 years old, but he's gonna do what he wants to do at the end of the day, and I can just only hope that I just did the best that I could, and he doesn't. I don't know. I would just hope, pray to God that he just comes home to me safely.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I think that's the scary thing is that like you just don't know what your kid or husband or even wife, daughter, anything. You just that could be the last day that you saw your significant other or a child.
Yeah.
That's scary. That's scary.
Like that man, that barbecue man. He was out there just trying to feed people barbecue, and they killed him. I don't know the whole full backstory, but I just know that, yeah, he died. So, and by police, it's like, when is this gonna end? It's just crazy to me, but it is what it is.
Now I know I kind of like touched up on it in the beginning, but why do you think that this one is just so big? Because this has reached like overseas and everything, which is beyond wild.
I feel like this one has reached so big because he just knew the right people, you know, and I'm glad that he knew the right people. I hate that he had to die for this to like finally come to light and for it to be this serious. Because I heard it's like what did you say the other day? It's like one of the biggest.
Oh, it's the biggest civil right. Oh my God, movement.
Yes, that is crazy.
So that means all of your Martin Luther King marches, all of your Malcolm X, Rosa Parks, all that is not as big as this.
Do you think it's fair to of people to compare this moment to back in the day in the civil rights movement? Like,
How
are we
not?
even on the same? But I'm just saying, like, is it even the same caliber? It's like as far as like, oh, they were peaceful and y'all can't be peaceful. You know what I mean? So like, it's
Well,
like
I mean, they had Dr. King.
I know, but we got some heavy
No,
hitters.
No,
You don't
baby.
think we got no leaders in the black community?
Not like Dr. King. And then like I'm gonna just throw it out there to be honest. You don't even know if like people are really sincere doing it or anything because I just don't trust Reverend Al Sharpton. I'm sorry, I don't.
Reverend Al Sharpton hasn't shown his itty bitty self in a minute. So I'm just saying, like, I would say the leaders. Jay-Z's a great leader. I don't know if I'd put him in like Martin.
He's not.
Status.
No, he ain't.
But
we don't have no one that strong
but
in the black community.
Yes,
like,
we do. I feel like Jay-Z is a big person.
He's big. He does a lot of movement, but Jay-Z also does a lot of stuff behind closed doors and stuff. And I think he does a lot of stuff like, I would never say PR stuff. I think everything Jay-Z does, he does it like with the right intentions, and he does do a lot of stuff. I just don't. I don't. Let me say this. I wouldn't see Jay-Z on the front line marching like J. Cole was today.
I don't know.
He'll make the phone calls and do all that and put the right people and everything together, and that's amazing. But I just don't know. Dr. Martin Luther King did a lot of stuff for cities. He did stuff for churches, spoke at churches. Nah.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. I think that I just think that what they're doing now, I'm all for it. The only thing I say is, this is what I told you. With the looting, it sucks that, like, people that aren't really there for the right reason is just taking, like, an opportunity to go steal and, you know, just act crazy. I think that's sad, and that's just sickening that you're taking advantage of this moment that people are trying to fight for their freedom.
Yeah, let's really talk about it.
Free shit.
It's mad funny that it's majority white people that are looting.
That's what I'm saying.
And the other crazy thing is that middle class black people usually, like, we are raised to survive. And for whatever reason, a lot of black people really ain't taking advantage of this goddamn looting thing or whatever. Like, and which is not a bad thing. I think it's pretty interesting. But it's like,
right.
it's like even when you got an open
faces.
opportunity, even when you got an open opportunity, I think we still in our mind are like, my skin is black, and I'm what if I get caught? It's gonna be worse than when Billy gets caught, and it's like that's wild because everyone is cleaning out of every goddamn thing, but it's like. You know, if a black guy and a white guy goes up to a window, black guy's like, I'm not gonna run in until you break the window and you run in. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll wait.
And people got camera phones out here now.
Right, right. Because everything that I've seen of like people running out of stores and everything have been white people.
Right. That's crazy that you're taking advantage of the time and the meaning of this whole thing. And I don't like that. That's the only thing I can truly just say about all of that. And I also told Daryl, like, I feel like if you're going to lewd, I feel like there should be a way that we can send out a message to every black-owned company and be like, hey, put a sign out saying black-owned so people can skip over it. Because black businesses are like, oh, you guys are knocking down our stuff, which I understand, but it's like at a time that kids are just going crazy, they don't know for sure who is black owned and who is not. And I feel so bad for those people that just put their whole life in a business and people came in and tore it up. But, you know, I don't know. It's just like it's a movie outside. It really is. Now we're on curfew. We got to be in by 7. Which I don't even know how that works because they never even made an announcement. Or did he?
I read it online, and then Trump came on. I just thought about that. And then Trump came on, and he was like, curfew's at 7. But I think that was for D.C. So, I don't really know, man. A lot of this stuff is like, really crazy. At the end of the day, I want my people to be safe and be smart about what they're doing.
Right. Please be smart. Because it seems like even being recorded, some of them don't care. Now, I've been really shocked by the people that do care. Like, we got to be positive now. Because I see a lot of, like, cops dealing with us and saying they're with us, they understand. It's like, you know, they just trying to keep the peace. So I think that that's wonderful to see. But all that other shit, I don't know. It's too much. What?
Yeah, no, I'm thinking about like all the stuff I've seen on social media with cops doing the right thing, and that black lady that you showed me who was yelling at her officer whenever he pushed that woman.
Yeah, like there's people out there doing good, which I wish it was highlighted more, but it's so much. We had to take a break from social media. Like literally had to take a break because it was just too much.
You can really feel like all the anger and everything just flowing to your body. And
every time
literally,
you watch it, you be like, I'm so pissed. I want to beat someone's butt.
Yeah. Yeah, it can ruin a day, for sure. Mm-hmm. If you're just watching that stuff, consuming all that.
And continuously watching it? No.
You
face, take a break.
Your face is just stuck on shock mode.
And you just looking at every person, white person, black person, who knows? You looking at everybody like, what? I'm ready for war. Because you just been looking at so much tragedy and, I don't know. So I take a break. I take a break from all of that.
Right. So, another thing that I just want to like end on is basically how do we change, or after everything is said and done, as a black family, black couple, other black couples out there, how do we communicate with each other, just like going about our day? Are we still living in fear? I'm pretty sure I know the answer to that already.
Right.
But I don't know. Just like, what if things just like change?
And Also, I have a question. Are you guys like challenging your friends and everything on if they're fighting for the cause or posting or or the friends that are not black is what I'm asking. Are you challenging? Because if anyone knows me, I have my adopted parents are white, so I had to ask them, like, so what is your thoughts on this? Because I don't care who you are. If you're a person that is not black and you see this is going on and you have no emotion towards it, I gotta question you. And even if you're not, I still gotta see if you gonna post something about it. Let it like I still need to see something. So both my parents like were truly like, this is just crazy, this is wrong. And I knew that they would, but I just needed them to say it, you know? So, yeah.
I think that's a good episode. Pretty much just your circle around you, just continue to be positive. You guys continue to fight with social media posting and, getting up under their skin, protests. Try to be as safe as possible during those protests.
Yes.
Come back home. Your loved ones love you.
Right? They understand you're fighting for a cause, but also they care about you. Like, we don't want to be screaming your name next.
Absolutely.
You know?
Try to get your friends involved, your family, as much people as possible to support your movement. But this has been another episode of the Real Nappy Podcast. Again, I'm Daryl.
And I'm Shauna.
Peace.